Okay, so basically the reason why they're doing these prototype UAPs and why they're announcing UFOs and why we're going to consistently see the media talk about this now is because they're pre-gaming us for Nibiru, all right? Nibiru is actually returning, and it's been announced since the Hopi prophecy spoke on it, okay? I spoke on this numerous times about the two brothers, okay? Sirius and Nibiru. Now, the Bible actually spoke in Nibiru, okay? A lot of people won't admit it. They're not aware of how the text, how the text words it, but they implement wormwood. They talk about wormwood. And it also speaks on climate change. Now, when you hear all of these scientists going crazy about climate change and the magnetosphere of the planet, they're also making reference to Nibiru coming into our atmosphere. And when that happens, we're going to get tidal waves. We're going to get the pole shift. The shift is because when Nibiru gets here, it's going to shift the planet, all right? And again, I explained that on multiple occasions. Now, when the Hopis talked about it, they talk about the fifth world, which we refer to as the fifth dimension, okay? And when that happens, it's going to be 7 thunders or 7 plagues, 7 seals. You may have heard of them as numerous things that are going to come into play in reference to the conclusion of the system. Now, the lunatics, okay, and I really mean lunatics because they worship the moon, falsified our calendar, okay? Anyone who spoke basic Latin know that octo, okay, which they call October, saying it's the 10th month, really means 8, like an octopus having 8 tentacles. Nov meant 9. December meant 10, okay? So 11 and 12 and all the other months were altered, okay? Now, this happened from Rome. The Romans did that. They wanted to worship the lunar year. So they changed the calendar from a Coptic calendar to a Gregorian calendar, all right? And that's to worship the moon, okay? Which we know was hijacked by extraterrestrials. I say allegedly for TikTok, was allegedly hijacked by disagreeable extraterrestrials and switched with a false moon, okay? To create our holographic simulation. Now, over the span of 7 years, we're going to notice a lot more cataclysmic events happening. Also, we're going to notice our frequency changing. We're going to notice our genetic frequency changing. Our DNA is going to wake up. We're going to become more activated. We are in an age of awakening. This isn't a time to be scared. It's actually a time to rejoice because what's going to die is their system. All right. So when you hear the end of the world, it's the end of their world. All right. So this isn't a time to fear. It's a time to rejoice. What you see right here is a separation from 3D to 5D, all right? But again, obviously, it's going to be a little turmoil. You're going to see a little war. You're going to see pestilence. You're going to see a little plague because sometimes when you're sick, just like when you're sick, you might cough a little bit just to get better. It may take a little rumbling before the healing starts. Okay, so basically the reason why they're doing these prototype UAPs and why they're announcing UFOs and why we're going to consider